you have, remember, the last time I wasn't able to finish what I was explaining, right? I think that's it. So while market is bullish, right? While market is bullish, if you want to pick your entry, right? Now let me stop here. Pick your entry. I thought you guys the new range. So meaning that for each time you want to enter a trade, right? If markets is at the premium, if possible, avoid taking any trade until market gets down to what discount. Right now, we are using
Okay.
if
A
market
little
does
bit.
is that off your mind. If market does not drop down to discount, avoid being on the trade. If possible, just wait and relax until market gets down to discount. Market getting down to discount means that at least it will serve as a confluence. The analysis you are already done out, you're settled. So when market drop towards discount, that's when you can now buy. All right. So if we want to do it again, each time market makes what, or each time market creates a swing structure like this, we're expecting market to drop down to discount. Inside this discount now, we may have what? We have what's it called? Breaker block. We have mitigation block, right? So on. Now I said our topic today is going to be a rejection block, right? Now I'm going to give you guys a short diagram for rejection block. Pattern A, pattern B. Why this can be considered as pattern C, I will explain. So last. All right, so this is a breaker block you guys are already familiar with. This is what the rejection block you are very familiar with, which occurs at the words extreme or at the high. Sorry, name just puts all right. It's occurring at the high, which if you want to mark, you now mark what the wick of the candle, right? You are familiar with this. This rejection block I taught you guys during your beginners phase. You are familiar with this one. All right now. So this is the rejection block one, which is the one that everybody knows. Now we have this type of, it may be in form of another block, right? Then you will see maybe markets have already moved away from here, right? Then it's dropping as the filter above, the market is dropping, right? Then you will see me do something like this. Sorry, you see me do something like this. I will mark the wick of this candle out. All right. So this is what rejection block two. While it has the body of a candle, right? But my interest is from the what? The wick above it. There may be a next candle here. Let me just change the colors of this to avoid confusion. This I will use the color green. This I will use the color green too. Why this I will use the color no, I will use the color black for this. I will use the color green for this one. I will use the color green. Why this one I will use the color black. So it can be this type of setup now occurs very well in chat. While he has a candle below it, it may be green candle, it may be black candle, but you still see me mark out this zone here as my entry, right? So if you look at this now, this is a rejection block here. Despite having another candle, it's not at the extreme. but it's occurring at the body of a previous candle, right? This can only be valid when we have liquidity above it. The market to take out, you now drop down to take out this liquidity, then react from the rejection block and buy. Same thing for this. While he has another block here, if we have this week, the market has already closed this previous other block. The market, this Guinness green candle opened and closed above the week. Our interest goes to the market to take out the liquidity above this week, then react from the week to buy. Same for this one. This is the one I'm a good, what's it called? I think gold of yesterday. Look at that rejection block. No need to stress myself. Is here. Look at this last one I just showed you guys now. The first one. Look at it here. You can see the reaction from that zone. The market sold. Right. Let me get other examples of the other ones. Let me look for those buy setups. All right. So I'm supposed to use this. This is a breaker block, but the logic here now says that market should react from the week of this candle. But I won't use that because the breaker block. Let me just get a proper example of that of rejection block. All right, now look at this one here. I see that this candle, okay, market didn't get to the entry, but this is an example of it here. This is an example of it. A rejection block coming inside. This is the upper week of the candle. All right. A lot of setups on good yesterday. Well, I wanted to say this yesterday when I was preparing for the class, but sadly my body broke down. I couldn't. All right, now look at another example of a rejection block. Yeah. All right, you can see it. Another example of a rejection block. Now, okay, the one I'm talking about here, look at it. See this type of candle. You will see me marking this candle, the wick of this candle, and not the body. This the rejection block. But when the body is included, it becomes other block. So I can just decide if I want to place my trade using this pattern now, I'll do this. My stop loss will be below here. Disregarding the border of the candle. Whatever happens is none of my business. My interest is what? This, right? So I think one of the trades I took, let me go to my journal. Then, no. All right. So if you look at this one now, take a look at this now. I don't know, it's not clear enough, but this is it in here. Let me see if I'll get a neater, all right. So if you look at this, now what I marked for this trade now is the wick of this candle. The wick of this candle. So this is the third example I was giving you guys here, which is this one here. Wick of the candle. I see how it occurred in the wick of the candle. And after that, see the reaction from there later. Why markets move, it still drop back, but it didn't go below that low. It was still respected till the what? TP. So if you're using that one now, focus mainly on this. If it's lapsing with what? Body of a different candle. All right. Let me see if I'll get other examples of my past trade. Now, look at this one, which is the one I was showing you guys. Was showing you guys just now. I seen it marked just the week of the candle as the market reacted from for the buy. So these ones now are mainly for what sniper entries, just for sniper entry. So mostly if you are spotting this for your entry, forget about using limits. Just put your limits above that zone, or just use what's it called execution to enter the trade. If not, you will miss it. Now look at this example again. This is one I was showing you guys earlier, which is this here. This one. Look at my trade example with it. I seen the wick. I marked the border of the candle. Now, because he has this wick here and he has the second wick here, that's why my stop loss was here. If not, I would regard this other block here. My stop loss to be below that zone. But because he has another entry, or should I call it my secret ingredient self here and here, That's why my stop loss is below here. So market respected this, and I can see the sniper entry. So if I'm using limits now, based my limit itself, automatically I've already missed the trade. Nothing there again to say. The trade has been missed. All right, so let's get other examples. I haven't saved a lot of things here. Why this is another, though this is not a recent trade, it's been a while, but you can see it, same reaction from that zone. This is what I'm marking now. So if you are seeing it, you can see what I'm marking for my entry. All right. Mm, let me take a look at this. So if you look at this, even though it's not showing the place I was marking the pole of this one, but you can see that market is reacting from the wick, which is this particular one here. That's where market is reacting from here. That's where market is reacting from the wick of that candle. All right. So this, I don't know, because of time, I didn't save a lot of videos. I didn't save a lot of videos. Take a look at this one again. A lot of images, sorry. Can see. Okay, let's call this a mitigation block. But market is still respecting week of this candle, even the one inside. So you can see that why my stop loss was here, because see, look at this week and look at the body of this candle. So I'm trying to use both the mitigation block and the week of this candle. That's why I confidently placed my stop loss below. I calculated the range. I didn't want to see market go below that range. If not, it will be a fail setup. It was still respected. I think that should be all. This one is November 2027. It's very, very far back. All right, so back to what we have here now. So if you follow this closely, you see that mostly, especially gold, gold reacts most from what? Week of candles. From this week, came back, balanced it. Let me just see if I just get more examples of this week entry. This one is expression of other block, market other blocks. Yeah. Just look for more examples. This one is a rejection block too. That is portrait from a rejection block. That's why market sold from before respecting the bigger block after. Rejection block respected. Let me see if I'll get more examples of that. So I know that we are done with this. All right, look at this one now. Week of this candle also. I see it. This is the week of the candle. As far as that's the only thing closest to the what liquidity. I keep saying it. Use the POI closest to the liquidity in the bullish trends. This is the only week, or this is only POI closest to the liquidity. That's why markets is respecting it. All right, so it's another block entry respected. Let me see. Okay, look at another one, Seth. Trade. I seen it. This is only place now, close to the liquidity. That's why market is reacting from the week of this candle. But it's the only one closest to liquidity. That's why it was respected. Look at this sell too. Weak. All these buys, weak. This buy here again, weak. All right. So look at another example again, weak. That's what market is buying for. Weak of that zone. Market is buying for. Look at this one again. Weak. The weak. That's what market is buying for. Take a look at this weak. That's what market is buying for. This one, the higher time frame was just purely just a single week. As the market bought from firstly. I seen it. I think that's I've given you guys enough example. This has proven that rejection block works perfectly well on gold. Rejection block mostly for sniper entries. The sniper entry, not a sniper entry. Sniper entry, if packed properly, not a sniper entry. Not a sniper entry. Sniper entry. All right, so this is it now for rejection block. So the pattern, no need to show you guys the pattern, it's just the normal one. As far as this foreign close to a liquidity zone or level, you are good to go and use it. Please, with what I've showed you guys here now, it means that let us assume it works 60% as far as that particular form or format or yeah, form or pattern it occurs. It was 60%. Though I didn't say anything, any failed one here. Let us assume it's just 60%. With that, you are good. If it takes that means if you take 100 trays, 60% will be correct using it.